Okay, I'm gonna be honest and say this is a video I'm kind of nervous about making, and usually I don't mind going live, but I'm like sweating like the cold, scary sweat. I guess I can't take that back because we're live. Okay. I wanted to talk for a minute. I was reading Brene Brown's book. I can't even remember the name. The I thought it was only me, but it's not. And it was saying that one of the top topics for shame that women have is body image. And I've always considered myself like pretty lucky, I guess, to not struggle with body image. I mean, like sometimes I'm like, okay, I probably need to pluck right here. And, I wanted to lose weight. Obviously, I wanted to lose weight when I started this journey. Um, but like my original goal for weight loss was to be a size 12. I didn't have like the goal of being a size 2. I just wanted to be like a size 12, be comfortable in my skin. Um, and I've never like worried about thigh gap or body hair or, bikini line or I mean, there are lots of things that lots of women really have strong feelings about that have never bothered me. And so I kind of have always just been like, okay, I don't struggle with body image. Like I have a really great body image. And then in Brene's book, she was talking about how besides having like this cultural obsession with our Frankenstein appearance where we kind of want to like cherry pick, I want this nose and I want so and so's lips and I want so and so's arms, but I don't like their butt. I want somebody else's butt. Like we want to like make this Frankenstein's monster for ourselves for our appearance. But she made the point that we also um have this idea, this ideal of how our body should function. We want our fertility to be perfect. We want our libido to be perfect. We want our metabolism to be perfect. We if we have a long-term illness or an undiagnosed medical problem or a mental illness or an undiagnosed or hard to diagnose mental problem, we get so upset, at least I do, um I'm so worried because we have this idea that our body should function perfectly, that it's not just that we have to look a perfect way, but everything about our bodies should be functioning perfectly. And when it's not functioning perfectly, we think like we have failed as people. We don't think like, wow, my body does 99.9% of all the things really, really well. We think I am a failure. Everything about me is a failure. My body has let me down. I've let the world down. We think all these crazy things. Um, and all of these things also play into the self-criticism and comparing who we think we are and who we think we should be. And I say who we like think we are, not who we actually are. Have you guys seen there's a video, it's like a Dove ad of a forensic sketch artist asks women like what they look like, and then he asks somebody else what they look like, and then they look at the sketches side by side, and the sketches that the women describe of themselves are horrible. Like they don't look anything like the women, and they all 100% of the time look uglier. Um, we are our own worst critics, and I just was thinking about this, like that we have these ideas about what our bodies should look like and how they should function. And then we have this other set of ideas that are also not really based in reality about what they do look like and how they do function. And both are really a fantasy. The first, like what we think our bodies should do and look like, is like this unicorn magical land of perfection fantasy. And then the other is like this dark, twisted, you know, view of ourselves. And I don't really feel like I've spent a lot of my life worrying about how I look, but I've spent quite a significant periods of my life wondering, why doesn't my brain work the way it's supposed to? Like, why have I struggled with anxiety and depression or low executive function? Why can't I work the way other people work? Why isn't my mind working the right way? Um, or like, why can't my body just do the things I want it to do? Why can't I just go over to a pull-up bar and do a pull-up? Why won't it function the way I think it should? Why can't I do the stuff that I think I should be able to do? And I was thinking about how like where shame comes into this. And I was thinking about how when I was a kid and you had to do like those presidential fitness tests where you have to like do the V-sit reach and the shuttle run. We always had to try to do pull-ups. And I have never done a pull-up in my life. I'm hoping that someday soon that will change. But But my teacher, when he wrote down 0, would always say goose egg. And I was probably in high school or college, or maybe even after college, before I realized that goose egg was his way of saying 0. I spent like all of my childhood thinking that my PE teacher was calling me a goose egg, like some derogatory term I'd never heard before, because I couldn't do a pull-up. That I was a person who couldn't do a pull-up, and that meant I was a goose egg, and that was a bad thing. Um, and just like this idea that like I have held on to, I mean, for most of my life, that my body should function a certain way, and I get frustrated that it doesn't. When the reality is, my body just is what it is, and there are things I can do to improve my health. There are things that I can do to function correctly. I mean, also, before I kind of started this journey, I thought my body should do everything I want while I fuel it on potato chips, sugar, and caffeine, and no sleep. Definitely not optimal conditions for my body doing all the things I want it to do. But I also just realized this past year was the first time where, instead of getting frustrated that like after a week of working out, I didn't magically transmogrify into Scarlett Johansson after a week, I just was setting smaller goals. Like I just wanted to do the 21-day fix. I wanted to do 21 days of working out and see how it went. Then I wanted to do the 21-day fix extreme. Could I do that for 3 weeks? Then 3-week yoga retreat. Could I complete that? Then, like these shorter term goals where I was focused on the process, getting through a program, like for a set amount of time, more than I was focused on the end result or what was going wrong, what I felt like was going badly. I was focused instead on just the action, the simple action of what I was doing. And I feel like what I've learned on this journey for me is that it's more about coming to terms with myself and my personal and physical capabilities, and just being okay with where I am and who I am at any given moment. So, like when I do challenge groups, I always ask people what their goals are. I don't like set goals for people, I don't say like, well, based on your BMI, I think you need to lose X amount of weight. I don't care I do care what your goals are, but on the other hand, I'm not going to set a goal for you. I don't care what your goal is. If you want to lose 10 pounds to, look better in your opinion in your bikini, great. If you want to get stronger, I'll help, and I really hope that if you have goals, you will message me about joining my new group that starts April 24th. But I really just wanted to tell people today that you are beautiful and worthwhile and valuable just the way you are. Like your bodily function, your physical appearance does not change that, because you have human dignity, like you are a worthwhile, beautiful, valuable person, whether you're worrying about losing the last 5 pounds, or whether, you do have a serious health concern and you need to lose weight. You already are all those things. You already have the beautiful dignity. I'm not about shaming people into thinking they should be different. I'm really about helping you find the person you are inside, and recognizing the dignity and the value of the person that you are. And so that was really just what I wanted to say today. Like I recognized in reading this that my concern has never really been with my body image physically, but that I have just spent so much time worrying about how my body works and whether or not it works the way it's supposed to, instead of just focusing on improving myself right where I am, one tiny step at a time, being okay with that, and valuing what I have. So anyway, that was my message for the day. It was really long. If you're watching this in replay, thanks for getting all the way through it. Bye.